I see that sparkle. Hey, Shannon Morgan. Shannon Morgan. We're going to be supporting your charity next month. The Catherine Matthews Family and Services. Is it Family and Children's Services? Up there in Baltimore. Them Hey Girl, Hey shirts are waiting for y'all. This is what it looks like when it's blinged out. So Shannon, I need you guys to, they asked about it yesterday. When are we going to support the charity in Baltimore? I need you guys to send me just a short description of what you all do, your tax ID number, so if these people want to write it off on their taxes, they can, and an address, a physical address where they can actually mail their items to you guys if they want to purchase school supplies or toiletries or whatever. And we also need how they can send you money electronically, either like a Cash App, PayPal, that kind of thing. And so then we start pushing it, I'll have all of that information for them. So that'll be next month. Hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. This is what it looks like when it's blinged out. Marika does the bling. The link for the Hey Girl, Hey shirts is up here and down here. You can email it to me at somuchtosaypodcast@gmail.com. So much to say podcast@gmail.com. I'm telling that to Shannon. The Hey Girl, Hey shirts, I designed them. The link is up here and down here. They all started about $17, $18, and it goes up depending on how much material you need. You know, some of y'all need 2 and 3 and 4 X's. Amen. And then once you purchase the shirt from me, I will ship it to Marika if that's what you wish. And then she will bling it out. I don't have her pricing, so I will connect you with Marika. And then she'll tell you how much it is. And once she's done, she'll ship it to you. Those of you that purchase So Much to Say podcast things, it's going to be, those things are going to be shipped out to me next week. I should have them next week. You should have them next week as well. Now, if they come when I have to, I have to leave to go to Houston next Friday. So if they come the day I leave to go to Houston, then y'all know y'all not going to get them until I come back. Now, if they come before I leave to go to Houston, you'll have them before I leave for Houston. But they'll actually be shipped out to me next week. I just approved the design today. So again, this is Hey Girl, Hey. This is what we have going right now. And this is what it looks like when they blinged out. Now, they don't all come in gray. We have softer colors for the ladies. I only did women's t-shirts this time because, see, I don't know if some of the fellas are really secure in their masculinity like I am. So I went on and got me a Hey Girl, Hey shirt. But I only got women's shirts. Terrians, what city are you in? Are you in Houston? You must be in Houston. You're welcome, Adoblin. We have nice colors in this one as well, but I did go ahead and get me a heather gray one. So if you're interested in a Hey Girl, Hey shirt, the link is up there and down there. And if you're ordering books, I have 3 books that I have published. I don't have any right here. They're over there in the closet. But if you're ordering books, my Cash App ID is The Writer. The Writer. 1 book is $20, 2 $36, 3 $54. I cover the shipping. I ship them out to you. If you don't know how to use the Cash App ID, inbox me, and I will send you the Cash App request. If you're not technologically savvy, You can go ahead and send me a money order by courier pigeon. Kia, I believe I have your money order. If you're not technologically savvy, or you don't really have a bank account because the way your shit is set up because you done fucked over check systems, then you can go ahead and send me a money order, inbox me, and I'll send you the P.O. box. Okay? This is Honey Nut Cheerios with cashew milk. Okay? Yeah, Shannon, some of them, they sending it by courier pigeon because, when it takes a little while for the money to get to me. Amen? But as soon as your money gets here, and I verify that your money order is valid, I go ahead and deposit it into my bank account, and then I go ahead and I sign your book and I ship them out. Amen? Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressors, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is the Facebook Live version of So Much to Say. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, check systems, and everything in between. Right? So listen, June 2nd. me. June 2nd. I am hosting the very first live So Much to Say podcast. Oh, hey, let me go over here to Miss Patricia Levon. Miss Patricia Levon. Hello from LA. Newbie here. Saw Mr. Craig on a Friends. Love Craig's Spear. Been trolling ever since. Gonna order you. Thank you so much, Patricia. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I forgot to say to those of you that are interested in the books too, if you don't want to order them through me, you can also go through Amazon. The books are available there. They're available on all e-readers as well. But anyway, I'm doing the very first live podcast on June 2nd. It's going to be in Atlanta. Yeah, we got a lot of folk in here from Cali, Patricia, so you're in good company. But I'm doing the very first live So Much to Say podcast. We're going to have food, Cami Cakes. I don't know if you're familiar with Cami Cakes. Remember, we did a podcast with Cami Cakes. They're going to sponsor the desserts. If you've never experienced Cami Cakes, you're in for a treat. I spoke to her yesterday. She's going to sponsor the desserts. I'm working on an alcohol sponsor because we trying to get everything for free. Amen. We trying to get all the food and cocktails for free. Okay. So that's going to be on June 2nd. That's a Saturday. The details are in the So Much to Say podcast pen pal group. I will post it periodically on this page, but it permanently lives over on the So Much to Say podcast pen pals group. Okay, so if you're not in that group already, once this live is over, go on over there. Just send a request. It's free. It don't cost nothing. Somebody here now talking about how much it costs to get in there. It don't cost nothing to go in there. It's just a Facebook group where we can talk greasy and stuff if we want to. And so that's going to be on June 2nd. We're going to do a topic. I'm thinking the topic is going to be words that hurt. Nigger versus faggot. I think that's going to be the topic. Now, if something else comes along and it really, really strikes me, then we'll do that. I'm all for, pardon me. I'm all for suggestions. But right now, I think that's what it's going to be. Okay? So we're going to have cocktails. We're going to have food. I'm going to get that alcohol sponsored. Amen. But we're going to have cocktails. No, I'm going to talk greasy on here too. But sometimes I'm going to post stuff over there. I'm going to post things over in the group where I know you'll get it. Because, again, the way that the algorithms are set up with Facebook, unless you come to my page, you may not see it. You know how you might have, let's just say you have 800 Facebook friends, right? You don't see 800 people's timeline stuff come across your page. Facebook ain't going to let you see all of their stuff. They're going to let you see those same 12 to 15 people that come across your page every single time. Now, if you only got 12 or 15 people on your Facebook page, then you might see the same 3 or 4. So on June 2nd, we're gonna do a meet and greet. We're gonna have food. We're gonna have drinks. And we're going to have conversation. That's going to be Saturday, June 2nd. I'm going to secure the venue this weekend. So I'm going to put those details, again, in the Facebook group. Now, remember, if you're coming to June 2nd, you have to complete the Eventbrite. They steadily putting in the Facebook event, oh, I'm coming, but ain't nobody bought no tickets. Except, well, a few of you have bought tickets. I ain't going to say ain't nobody bought no tickets. But you have to confirm that you're coming by getting the tickets. They think they're coming to eat and drink for free because it's an unlimited bar. They think they're coming to eat and drink for free. No, it's a little small fee. I think it's like $23 or $25, something like that. Now, for the pen pals that help me get my broomstick back, I told y'all going to be able to come for free. Now, you, don't be talking about, well, I got a +1 and +2. That the complimentary entry is for you, okay? Not for you and your niece and your auntie and you got a cousin that lives in Atlanta that you staying with for free. It's just for you, all right? Tiffany, you on the list. So listen, if you coming on June 2nd, look at Veronia. Veronia, I'm gonna get to you in a second. She told me there's gonna be food on April 7th down there in Houston. Girl, don't you live in Houston? You can't eat before you come? She live right there in Houston. Tell me there's gonna be food at the event. She can't eat before she get on her broomstick to come to the signing. She want me to fly to Houston and feed her. What kind of shit is that? She need to be inviting me to dinner. Veronia. Victoria, did you help me get my broomstick back? Shakika, what I need you to do, what I need Shakika to do is to send me a comprehensive list. I'm going to have my glasses on. I need a comprehensive list of all of the children that sent me money to get my broomstick out. Now, I think I remember everybody that was in there. I think it was just to make sure. Just to make sure. You know I'll smack every night, Charlotte. Don't act like that. Amy is on the list. Tiffany Smith Bell is on the list. My girl Crystal Harrison is on the list. Now look, Shakika is on the list. And don't be holding me to it right now, because I wasn't rehearsing this. I don't remember everybody that was on the list. Now, if I do a review of my Cash App, who is that? Tashina. Hey, Tashina. Hey, girl, hey. We say hey, girl, hey when we come in here. Who else was on that list? I need a comprehensive list inbox to me for all of the pen pals that helped me get my broomstick. Because if you're coming to the event, the live podcast, hey, girl, hey, what's up, Samaj? Did I tell you before that I love that name? Ray Mel is on the list. Do we have to do the list right here? Valerie Britton. Let me be clear, because there's another Valerie in here. Valerie Britton is on the list. Bianca is on the... Bianca, if you ain't coming down here on June 2nd, I don't need to know. I just need to know the people that are coming, so I can have a list at the door. Now, for the rest of you that are coming, hey, girl, hey, Aisha. I love that name. It's James backwards, isn't it? That's James backwards. Is your dad's name James? Yes, Crystal. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna review my Cash App list, because Shakika might add somebody on there from North Carolina. You know, they coming from Norwood, North Carolina. So she messing around and added 3 cousins on the list whose names I ain't never seen before. I'm gonna just go through my Cash App ID, and I'm gonna make sure of all of the people that sent me some change down here when my broomstick was over there locked up. So, again, the pen pals, I'll have a list for you. But the rest of you guys that are coming to the live podcast on June 2nd, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to eat and we're going to drink to our heart's content. The Eventbrite, it's over in the So Much to Say podcast pen pal group. I'm going to post it again on my page as well. I'll continue to post it on here. But yeah, okay? Is that enough about that? Did I talk about that enough? Now, on April 7th, down in Houston, there should be food and drinks because it's a picnic. It's a little gay bash. It's a little gay bash. You know the gays love food and to be festive and stuff. They should be out there in their hot shorts, their little poom shorts, the gays and the lesbians. They should be out there, and there should be some straight people there too. You don't have to be gay to come to the barbecue. Look, somebody like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to go now. Listen, you can come. You can come. Charlotte, I think you sent me money, didn't you? You don't have to pay. Charlotte is not coming from, Charlotte, you are not coming from, where's she at, Nebraska? Where's Charlotte? She's in Omaha, isn't she? She is not coming from Nebraska. But I guess Charlotte's saying she's going to purchase 2 tickets, what, for people to come? What you talking about, Charlotte? Charlotte, you coming from Nebraska? But anyway, there should be food and drinks, not cocktails, but like soft drinks. You got to be real specific with black folks. There should be soft drinks down there in Houston on April 7th. The details for April 7th are on my website, CraigTheWriterStewart.com. I'm probably going to put the Eventbrite thing on my website too. So if you need to get your ticket for that. But this weekend, once I actually secure the venue. All right, Charlotte. Well, Charlotte, didn't you send me money to help me get my car, my little broomstick out the thing that time? So you can come for free. Now, your friend, your singing partner, she going to have to pay. Because I don't know her. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But I don't know her. I don't know her either. That's the Color Purple line. I think Wisdom, did you send me something to get my broomstick out? I'm going to look at my Cash App because I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to have a list for that. I'm going to book the venue this weekend, right? I'm going to book the venue. I'm going to put all of those details in the So Much to Say Podcast Pen Pal Facebook group. And it will be updated in the Eventbrite as well. So you guys will have the address and all of that kind. Is Amy trying to rush me? Amy, don't. Amy, sit down now. Sit down. White women love to run shit. She coming in here trying to run shit. Look, little lady, sit down. Little lady. Sit down, little lady. Hey, girl, hey. So anyway, so listen. I don't know if you guys watch do y'all watch Project Runway All Stars? Anthony Williams is coming on to the podcast. Y'all know Anthony Williams from the podcast? Oh, so Charlotte, Charlotte, I guess you are buying 2 tickets. But you know I love you, Charlotte. You still got to pay, but I love you. Curtis, if you're going to look for your plane tickets, you should probably go on Google Low Fare Calendar. Click on that link that comes up. It's going to say shortcut or something. That's Southwest. And you could probably find a really good ticket to come to Atlanta if you're going to come. But Anthony Williams is coming on the show. Yes, I saw your ticket, Evie. Evie already purchased her ticket and she purchased her book. Because the way that we have the ticket set up, you can purchase your ticket for the event, but then if you need to buy books as well, we have those tickets on there as well. If you need to buy the event ticket plus the book, like that. But anyway, so I watched Roseanne last night. Did you guys watch Roseanne? Now, I know in real life, that thing be blowing out that, you ain't seen no $325 ticket, Beyonce. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. I would love to come to Nebraska for a signing. Is it going to be just me, you, and your singing partner? Or is it going to be a few other people? That thing just scared me. You know, I put the little thing up there with the fragrance come up. Bianca, you ain't seen no $325 ticket. But yeah, I watched Roseanne last night. Now I'm aware that she voted for Trump. She said it today on Wendy Williams. And but I do not believe that everybody that you caught me about to say purchased. I do not believe that every white person that voted for Trump is racist. I don't think that. I think some are out of touch. But anyway, she voted for Trump. And her character on the show is a Trump supporter. Let me move this cereal. Oh, that's right, Charlotte, that's right. I forgot the whole choir sent me that video that time. But anyway, so listen. So Roseanne on the show is a Trump supporter. Even though she supported him in real life as well. When I tell you the show, I loved it. I watched both episodes because they had two episodes, right? And I don't know if you guys were Roseanne supporters like back in the day. Like I used to watch it back in the day too. And so there was an episode back in the day where DJ, the son, had to kiss a little black girl in the play. He was in a play at school. And he had to kiss this little black girl, and he didn't want to kiss her because she was black, right? And you know, Roseanne, if you were a fan of the show before, you know that they always tackled like real life, like real controversial things that happen in the world. And so they went on and had DJ marry that same little girl. So in the reboot, he's married to the little girl, the little black girl. And he has a kid, so they have a little black baby. Well, she's not a baby. She's probably about 7 on the show. So that was one of the things. And then Jackie, Roseanne's sister, voted for Hillary. And Roseanne, of course, voted for Trump. And on Wendy Williams today, she was saying, because, you know, today all I did was sat around and caught my breath. You know, look, I work really hard. You know, I was at the Queen's Court Sunday to Monday, and I didn't get home until Tuesday morning, until like 2:30 in the morning. So, you know, I'm asleep half the day Tuesday. Not really, but I'm working and sleeping and working. So today is the day that I'm really just kind of recovering. Because, you know, I'm editing my podcast. I'm editing the Queen's Court podcast. I'm co-producing the Queen's Supreme Court live show. So, you know, today is just kind of like my day to kind of gather myself and pull it together. So I sat over here today on this couch, in and out of sleep. I went back to my bedroom, took a nap back there. Whoever this Bigfoot motherfucker is upstairs walking all hard and shit. Oh, yeah, and then I went out last night for a drink. That little cheap-ass drink gave me a little headache. Fucking around with Mike and these little happy hour drinks. So anyway, I was watching Wendy Williams today, and Roseanne was saying that it was important for them to divide the family like that in terms of voters, because they're real life people. People in real life have that issue. Like she said, her family was divided like that, or is divided. She said some of her kids' family members are divided and not speaking because of the whole voting thing. So it's you know, so I think I'm really looking forward to it. I loved Roseanne back in the day, and I'm gonna definitely keep watching it now. I was watching Unsung today, right before I came on here. I was watching Unsung. Hey girl, hey, sit down, Stacy. She coming here yelling. Hey y'all, sit down. Girl, we've been talking for 25 minutes. Sit down. Walk her down the aisle. Walk her down the aisle and sit her down. She shouldn't even have no coat. It was 70-some degrees today in Atlanta. Sit her down. Please. She coming here yelling. Nicole, it comes on ABC. It came on last night, so it comes on Tuesdays. It comes on Tuesdays. Now, I'm in Atlanta, so it comes on at 8 o'clock here. Thank you, Sharice Lloyd. Thank you for purchasing the audiobook of Words Never Spoken. I appreciate it. Hopefully, they'll have one thing for certain, two things for sure up there soon. They're still testing the audio, the quality check. But I was watching Unsung before I came on here. I caught up on the Deborah Cox ones. Amy, you can get a drink with your debit card. Where your debit? I'm gonna watch Uncensored when I get off of here, Charlotte. I'm caught up on most of those episodes. I think I still need to see the one on Charlemagne Is there one more I need to see? I saw Nia Long's. Nia Long's was good. I'll come to that in a minute. Let me write this down. But yes, I was watching the Deborah Cox Unsung. Amy told me she need a massage. Now, what she thinks she in a parlor? She thinks she in a massage parlor? She want a massage. I tell you, these white women, they need so much attention. These white women are so much. Hey, Cheryl, now sit down, because I'm about to get Amy together. Sit down, Cheryl. Uncensored is really good, not to be confused with Unsung. I'm going to come to Uncensored in a second. So I was watching Deborah Cox, right? Today on Unsung. Now, here's my thing. I think they really need to rebrand the show, because these people that they showing now, all these people aren't unsung. Like Deborah Cox is not unsung. Now, she may not be making music for R&B, but she definitely got the gay white children up off their feet. So she got a bunch of #1 songs. The white gays keep her at the gay pride. She's the new Bette Midler. The new Cyndi Lauper. The new Cher. Deborah Cox. So she got all these #1 dance track songs. They talked about how she and Whitney were really good friends. Like they talked, you know. Of course, Deborah is Canadian. I learned some things. This is how I look at Stacey talking about what network is it on. Somebody pass Stacey a guide, please. Pass her one of these guides for all of the information and stuff. She and Nicole asking what channel Roseanne come on, and here she come asking about Unsung. Here, pass her one of these guides so she can look this stuff up. Keep this in your purse. I don't see. That's why I can't stand when they interrupt. I don't even remember where I was in the story. Deborah Cox, she's Canadian, and so you know how I always like shows like this when I learn something. Like if it's something that if I know everything already, like I don't really think it's a good show. But this was a really good show. Her parents are Guyanese. Her mother and father, they were from Guyana. She was raised in Canada. They were poor. She said she didn't realize that they were poor. She was raised in like predominantly white schools. She said she was teased a lot because she was black and because she was really thin. And she said she's had like she was really insecure. I won't say she had low self-esteem because there's a difference. She said she was really insecure. And so when she became famous, it was Valerie Britton. So she was saying when she became famous, she didn't know how to accept a compliment. Like when somebody was like, "Oh my God, I love your music," or "Oh, you changed my life." Like she just didn't know how to be. And so they talked about how she met her husband. They talked about how when she built this friendship with Whitney Houston, and how when Whitney died, it really crushed her. And then they talked about her role on Broadway at playing Aida, a Broadway play. And then they talked about her doing this Bodyguard tour. You know, she plays Rachel Marin, the role that Whitney played in the movie, but it's a stage production. So anyway, they talked about that. So that was really good. Then I didn't see Silk. Now, see, I wasn't really a Silk fan. I didn't really like Silk. I didn't like their music. I just didn't. There were so many guy groups that came through at that time, and for me, they just didn't do it for me. They were corny. But then they had Shirley Caesars. Y'all nasty people like Silk. That's who likes Silk, because they ain't do nothing but gyrate and wind their hips and shit on stage. That's all they did. That's all they did was talked about fucking. That's why y'all liked them. Boy, none of them cute. Yeah, I said it. All that screaming and carrying on stage. Didn't like them. Now, let me tell you about Shirley Muff Diver Caesar. No, I'm just playing. Some of y'all got stuck on that Muff Diver. Some of y'all don't even know what a Muff Diver is. Did I just say that about the God? Is she the godmother of gospel, or is she the mother of gospel? What they call her? What they call her? Anyway, I looked at her unsung. I almost didn't even watch it, but I said, well, let me just watch it since I'm sitting here. And it was all right. It was kind of interesting. I didn't know she was 80. She's 80 years old now. You like what, Wisdom? Oh, Wisdom, she likes Silk. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Listen, I think that lesbians, because I know some of y'all in here, don't be getting offended, because, you know, I be calling the gays, I be saying fag from time to time, but I just be playing. So I can say Muff Diver or Carpet Muncher. I can say this. Now listen, if you're not part of the community, don't you be saying these words. Don't you be saying these words. I can't be responsible if you out in your hometown and you saying these words and somebody go upside your head. I can't be responsible. But I mean, I watched it. I mean, it was all right. I wouldn't say race and go and see it. It was just okay. But I'm going to move on over to... she does look good for 80. Now, I'm going to give her that. She does. She does look good for 80. She does. Now, I'm going to say this. I've been watching Uncensored. Amy, look, she talking about, did I commit to Saturdays? I usually come on here on Saturday from time to time, generally. Listen, you know, Madison and I, T.S. Madison and I were talking about Patty. That's why we came on live last week, because I said Patty be singing all sharp. Yeah, it does, Christy. But listen, I've been watching Uncensored, which is really good. I enjoy that show too. Isn't this nice? Marika did it. Nia Long's was really good. It was interesting hearing her story. Her mom is from someplace too. I think her mother's Guyanese too. I think her mother's from somewhere. She's from somewhere in the Caribbean. And so, I've heard some things about Nia Long. How I've been shady, Tiffany? What are you talking about? What is Tiffany talking about? Tiffany Smith Bell. We had a group call last night. Who had a group call? Nia Long's mama is from the Caribbean. Let me look this up. I can't remember where she's from, though. They said it on that, they said it on her Uncensored. I'm looking at where her mom is from. Ooh, Nia Long killed that role in Nia Long killed that role in Roxanne on Netflix. I told y'all it was a really good movie. Where is that? Let me see. I'm trying to find Nia Long's mom. She from somewhere. I can't remember where she from, but she from somewhere, and I can't find nothing on her mama. Yes, it reminded me too, Linky. It reminded me of she reminded me yeah, her mom is Grenada. Yeah, I think her mom is from Grenada. That's where Nia Long's mom is from. But yeah, so her Unsung was good. I mean, Uncensored. It was good. But I think they need to rebrand Unsung because, and I'm going to tell you why. Because they always boasting about these, like Shirley Caesar ain't unsung. Neither is Deborah Cox. Like I said, she ain't selling R&B music, but she definitely ain't, she ain't hurting for no check. And then, I mean, they've had a lot of artists on there that aren't really unsung. I think initially they started off talking about artists that could have been bigger than they became. But now it's like they just giving us like a behind the music kind of thing on different artists, which I still enjoy. I still enjoy it, but I just think that some of these people are not unsung. Yeah. Tiffany, what are you talking about? You still ain't say how I've been shady lately. Hi, Trisha. Hey, girl, hey. Who music kind of dropped off? Shirley Caesar? Well, I don't follow her music, so I don't know what her music doing. Yeah, it does. It has changed, Charlotte. I mean, I still enjoy the show. I'm not complaining at all. Like, I still enjoy it. Hey, girl, hey. What's up, Barbara Kennedy? Hey, girl, hey. Camilla Stafford. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey. So I had to put my mother on silent lunch the other day. I was on here last night for 40 minutes, though. Jacobia, hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey. Yeah, you know how sometimes your parents just be kind of talking out of pocket sometimes? And she tried it the other day. She tried it. That's all. I don't even want to go into all of it, but she tried it the other day. And then I thought she hung up on me. No, Miss Gladys. Gloria is my aunt. Gloria is my aunt. Gladys is my mother. Yeah, Camilla, I kind of pride myself on being able to read and speak. But yeah, so she tried me the other day. Like, like my thing is, and if you read my first book, remember when my grandmother, I had done something, like I had treated my grandmother to something to eat. If you remember the first book, in the first book, I talked about how I used to get an allowance. I used to go down to my grandmother's house, my maternal grandmother's house, every single weekend. And one weekend I went down there. My grandmother was on a fixed income. And so I went down there one weekend, and she didn't really have extra money and she wanted something to eat. Like, there was food in the house, but you know how it's food in the house, but it ain't really food in the house. Or it's like frozen or whatever. So she wanted something to eat. So I said, well, I got some money. She said, well, I don't know when I'll be able to pay you back. I said, well, no, I'll just go ahead and I'll treat you. What you want? So she told me what she want. I went around to the store and I got her food. Well, later that day or the next day or something, she did something to piss me off. This is my grandmother. This one when I was a kid. And she did, I don't know, she must not have let me have my way. I don't know what it was. And I remember throwing it in my grandmother's face. I was a kid. And I was like, well, I ain't have to buy you nothing to eat. And I will never forget this. And I think this is the moment that I learned this particular lesson. And so she was just like, if I knew, you know how a grandmother lets you have it, right? She was like, right, Trisha, something like that. It was like, it might be food in the house, but there ain't really no ingredients. But the bottom line was she didn't have any money to be going to buy anything. And so I threw it in her face later on, and she was like, well, she said, first of all, when you do something for somebody, you're supposed to do it from the kindness of your heart. You're not supposed to throw it in their face. This is a lesson for one of you, because some of you probably did this shit today. Somebody did something for you, and they pissed you off, and you went and threw it in their face today, or yesterday, or last weekend. This is a lesson for you. My grandmother was like, that's not how you treat people. You know, if you do something for a person, you need to do it from the kindness of your heart. If I knew you were going to throw it in my face, I would have never let you buy me anything to eat. She said, I would never let you buy me nothing to eat. She said, I would have never let you buy me anything to eat. So my mother pulled that shit on me the other day. Gonna come throwing something in my face that she did for me back in November. And I'm like, hey, Camilla, thank you. I saw that. I'm sorry. Camilla is purchasing books this weekend. You're welcome to purchase them through me if you like. I have the Cash App. But we'll talk about it this weekend when you have your debit card ready to purchase. But yeah, she gonna throw that shit in my face the other day. And I said, you know what? This is why I don't even let you do it. Because she's always trying to help. She's always trying to help. Like, and I don't even let her help me. Like, she'll be like, hey, honey and Marika, sit y'all late asses down. Sit y'all asses down. So when my grandmother taught me that as a kid, I don't think I've ever thrown something in someone's face since that day. Because she made me feel so badly. Like, she made me feel so badly. Thanks, Camilla. She made me feel so badly. And I felt so bad for throwing it in her face. And I felt so badly for making her feel bad. You know what I mean? Because I think I humiliated her too. You know what I'm saying? By doing that. And that's not how I want to make somebody feel. And so when somebody is reaching out to you for help, the last thing you want to do is throw it in their face. And you know I did, Curtis. I told my mother this before. I said, see, that's why I don't like you. This why I don't let you do nothing for me. I said, because one of the things, because this is my mother's mother that taught me this lesson. I said, one of the things that I learned from Mama is that you don't throw anything in a person's face when you help them. And I said, that's the first thing you do. I said, every time you do something to help somebody, you always throw it in somebody's face. I said, that burns me up. I had to go ahead and get off the phone because I was ready to curse. That's how hot I was. I was hot as fish grease. I was 38 hot, like a gun, like a 38 special. I was hot as fish grease. And I said, you know what? She said, all right, well, let me get, I said, yeah, goodbye. In fact, I thought she hung up on me because the line disconnected at some point. And so I wasn't going to call her back, right? And so I'm already typing her an email. I was typing my mother an email when I thought she hung up on me. But I guess the call just dropped. But when I thought she hung up on me, I'm typing her a message. And I'm like, and I'm writing it in capital letters. Since you want to hang up on me, don't call me back until you're ready to apologize. And before I hit send, the phone rang. And it was her calling me. And she was like, you didn't have to hang up on me. I said, I didn't hang up on you. I said, I thought you hung up on me. I said, in fact, I was standing here because I was walking in my bedroom. I said, in fact, I was standing here typing an email to tell you, don't call me back until you're ready to apologize. I can't stand to be hung up on. Ooh, I can't stand to be hung up on. That is the worst shit ever. That is so disrespectful. If you're in a relationship, and see, that's the thing that burns me up, Valerie. I'm going to come back to the point I was about to make. Valerie Jack Taylor. That's the thing that burns me up. And I've said this to my mother. I said, you always throwing shit in I don't say shit, of course. You always throwing shit up in my face. I'm coloring the story for y'all. You always throwing shit in my face that you do for me, but you don't have all this slick ass talk. And again, I don't say this to her, but you don't have all this slick ass talk when you talking to Donnie. That's my sister. I'm like, you act like you scared of her. You act like you scared. It's almost like my mother tiptoes around her. My mother will get with her. My mother will get with her. But my mother got to be on 3,000 to get with my sister, right? But my sister can be whatever kind of way. And then my mother will, it's like she won't say shit to her, but she'll come and say it to me. And I'm like, well, girl, where was all that mouth that you just had with me the other night on the phone? You can't say that to her? It's almost like she don't want my sister to stop talking to her or something. It's like I don't know what it is. That shit burns me up, though. But back to y'all. Because some of y'all will be quick to throw some shit in somebody's face. That is the worst thing to do. And some of y'all in some relationships and you hanging up on people. No matter what, be no relationship with you if you can't be mature enough to hold on to a conversation. Just because a motherfucker say some stuff that you don't want to hear or something that you don't want to like, that you don't like, what you need to say is, you know what, babe, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you know, and you might not want to say babe at that moment because you're mad. You all in your feelings and shit. You know what? I need to get off the phone. I'm going to go ahead and hang up now. And they might still be talking. Babe, I'm hanging up. Antoine, I'm going to hang up. Antoine, I'm hanging up because I'm getting upset. All right, I'm about to hang up. He might still be talking. But at least you told him, I'm going to go ahead and hang up. And then you just go ahead and hang up. But you at least told him. That motherfucker kept talking. But you just tell him, look, I'm hanging up. And then you go ahead and hang up. But see, some of y'all, that's a power move. Now, I don't know how long y'all been following me. And I've talked about, and see, that's why you single, Patrice. She talking about, no, I just hang up. That's just why you single. But see, that's emotional immaturity. I don't know how long you guys have been following me, but I know those of you that have been following me for a while, you have heard me talk about, look at Danetta. I say bye sometimes. Girl, I ain't said you say bye sometimes. I said you say bye all of the time. That's a power move. I've talked about power moves before. For those of you that may be new and don't remember me talking about power moves, I spoke one time on here about an ex that I was involved with. And, you know, sometimes y'all do this shit because you think it's gonna control the person. Because what you're really trying to do is control the person. And so that's why I call them power moves. And so, like, I was dating this guy once. This is my last relationship, so this was like 7 years ago. I didn't say power bottom, Michael Stratton. I said power move. But one time we got into an argument, and he had like clothes and shit over at my house, right? This motherfucker, we got into an argument. This motherfucker goes and packs up all his luggage because he had a little suitcase over there at the house, right? This motherfucker goes and packs up his luggage and leaves my house, like right in the middle of the argument. Didn't he just walk out the door? He walked out right in the middle of the He packed his shit and walked right out the door. And you know what that makes the person feel? It makes the person standing there feel ridiculous, stupid, empty, lost, hurt, offended, put off. It makes you feel all of these things. Girl, you know he came back. He come back down the hallway. I hear the luggage coming down the tile in the hallway, right? Let me see what Felicia talking about. I'm gonna finish my story. I will hang up before you sit here and argue for hours. Oh. Look at Felicia talking about she gonna hang up. She will hang up in a minute. Girl, that ain't how you supposed to do it. Baby, Marika, that thing said toodles, bitch, and he walked up out of the door. Let me tell you, I was so angry. I was so angry that by the time he walked back down that hall and came back in, because that's a power move, because what you're trying to do is control me. And so he came back in. I was like, Craig, I don't want to fight with you. I said, but let me tell you this. I don't want to fight either, but let me tell you this. And I didn't point, because that's a power move too. I said, let me tell you this. I said, what you're not going to do is storm up out of here again. I said, now you pull that shit again, you better make sure that's the last time your ass coming in here, because you ain't coming the fuck back. And I meant that. He didn't walk out no more. Because I looked at him just like this. I didn't even blink, bitch. My eyes were burning and shit because I was not going to blink. I was like, and I said to him, I said, that's a power move. I said, because you wanted me to feel ridiculous. You wanted me to feel foolish. And some of y'all will walk out and won't come back. And then you gone for the whole night. Then you won't come back to the next day. Then you ain't coming back here. Here, as for me and my household, we either going to sit in here and talk it out or keep your ass the hell moving. Now, I'm not saying we got to sit here and talk right now, because sometimes it gets a little heated, and maybe you can't talk right now. But I need you to sit right in here and cool off. I need you to sit right in here and cool off, and I need you to go to your corner, I'm gonna go to mine, and then we can come back together when egos come on down. But those are power moves. You don't hang up on people. And like I said, there are people that are gonna keep arguing. But my grandmother also told me this. I used to get into it with my cousins. My grandmother used to say, would you shut your mouth? She'd be telling me, would you shut your mouth? She said, if you shut your mouth, eventually she'll shut up because she can't argue by herself. She said, you must like arguing because otherwise you'd ignore her. So there will be people who will continue to argue and shit when you're on the phone. They will sit there and argue with you. But what you say is, babe, listen. You may not say babe because you hot, you pissed. You like, listen. I'm not about to argue with you right now. We're not coming to any sort of resolution. I'm going to go ahead and get off this phone because I got some oodles and noodles that I'm about to eat over here. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to you. He's still arguing and shit. Or she, because some of y'all women, y'all got a lot of... She's still arguing. All right, I'm about to hang up, okay? I'm going to talk to you in a little bit, okay? I just want you to know I'm hanging up. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye. And then you hang the hell up. But when you hang up on a person like that while they're mid-sentence... What you're really communicating is what the fuck you got to say is not important, and I don't want to hear it. That's what you're really telling them. You also tell a person that when you're in a conversation or you're in an argument or something, when you consistently cut a person off, you interrupt them and you don't allow them to get their idea or their thought through, what you're really saying is shut up, because what I have to say is more important. Shut up, because I'm not interested in what you have to say. That's what you're doing. And so hanging up on somebody, in my opinion, it's like spitting in a person's face. Now, of course, it's not as gross, but it's just as disrespectful. That's just as disrespectful. And so I was having a conversation earlier today, and what I was going to talk about last night, but we went down to the bar. Part of the reason why I am single, there's a mixture of reasons, and I gave you this word last night, amalgamation. There's a mixture of reasons why I'm single. Part of it is because I was decidedly single for those first couple years. Now, I'm in a space where I'm ready, but I think part of the reason why I'm single now is because sometimes God will have his hands on you, and it's just like, I have my hands on you right now, and I want you to do this work. I want you to do this mighty work that I have you doing. And I've shared with you guys before on a previous video, whenever I've been in relationships, I haven't been productive. Being single has allowed me to write all of the books that I've written. I've been started my greeting card business while I was single. I wrote and produced my stage play while I was single. And so I think subconsciously I've been afraid to get into a relationship because I fear that I won't be as productive. I done built this relationship with you guys while I'm single. Because God knows if I had me a man right now, we'd be sitting over there on the couch or back there getting it in. But no, I still make time for y'all. But then part of me is afraid. Like I said, it's a mixture of things. It's not just one thing. Part of the reason why I think I'm single too is because I haven't met anybody that I'm excited about. And there's some fucking horror stories out there. Some of y'all going through some bullshit. It ain't no way in the world I'm going. Just because I'm single don't mean he ain't fucking. Don't mean he ain't fucking. Look. But some of y'all going through some crazy shit. And so, when I come on here, when we do talk about relationships, I try to give you my best advice about that. Because some of you are in these miserable ass relationships because some of you are in them because you think that dysfunction gives your relationship purpose. Some of you are so accustomed to dysfunction in your relationships. Without it, you feel like you don't have a real relationship. You don't walk away from healthy relationships to go into some old bullshit. Like, you don't really feel like you're in a real relationship if you don't have to check his phone number, check his phone, checking his text, you checking his email box. You checking his Facebook and shit. You all in this comment, seeing who commenting. Child, ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for all that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So part of me is afraid too, because I don't want no bullshit. Like, I'm going to Houston on April 7th. I don't need you back here fucking while I'm gone. I'm out here selling books and shit. Yo, what's your name? Oh, okay. Meanwhile, he at the house fucking. I might be in St. Louis in June as well. I got an email today. I may be speaking at this place in June. But I'll keep you posted. I'm going to set up a signing. I'll keep you posted. So I just thought about that when I was saying it. Then I might be in St. Louis, and then I might be in Baltimore. It's just like, I don't need to be policing you. I need somebody who's clear that they want to be in a relationship. I need somebody that's clear about what they do for a living. I have to be with somebody who loves their work, because I love my work. And some of y'all are emotionally broken. And I'm not just talking to the men. I'm talking to some of these women. Some of y'all broken. Y'all carrying baggage from the past relationships. And I mean, so I need you to heal yourself. So in these 7 years that I've been single, I've been doing this work. And I think a lot of times I was having this conversation today. I think sometimes we spend so much time during our singleness focusing on what that next relationship is going to look like and when it's going to happen, that we don't use that time to really heal ourselves. So like for me, I was emotionally immature, right? And that's part of what I try to capture in the first book. Like, I was really emotionally immature in a relationship that I was in I was 27. I'm 41 now. So how many years is that? Carry the one. About 27. I was 27. And I used to do silly shit. Like, I'd be mad because, like, the shit that we were going through in that relationship, it really wasn't anything that we could not have handled today. If I was the person that I am today, back then, or if I had that relationship today, I wouldn't have walked away from that relationship. I pretty much walked away from that relationship because I was afraid. It was a defense mechanism. And so, like, the things that we were going through, we could have talked through that stuff. But it really was just me being afraid of being heartbroken and not knowing if I could handle another heartbreak, if I could survive another heartbreak. So I was watching my other show today. Today was the day of catching up on TV shows. Married at First Sight. I love Married at First Sight. It's a reality show that comes on A&E. And so, of course, they get married as strangers. They have 3 different couples, and they get married as strangers. But they work with, like, 3 experts and stuff. And so it's not just like you just show up and you just marry anybody. They pair you with these people, right? And so there's a couple on there. And so part of the process is you have to give up your respective homes. Or either you move into one of the homes or you get a brand new home or whatever. Well, one of the couples hasn't given up his apartment. He hasn't given up his apartment. So it's making his wife uneasy. She feels like it's a security blanket. She feels like it's a safety net just in case the relationship doesn't work. And so think about that in your relationship. Think about the things that you hold on to. Some of y'all holding on to exes' phone numbers and shit just in case this current relationship doesn't work. Oh, well, we just gonna be friends. No, bitch, you ain't about to be friends with him if we getting together. I'm going to need you to let that go. See, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Those are defense mechanisms. And so you can't expect a person to really want to open up to you if you're holding on to stuff. Not just people, but stuff like baggage. And so when I was watching the show today, he couldn't even recognize why she felt unstable. Why she felt like it was such a precarious relationship. For her, she felt like every time they got into an argument, he was going to use that as a safety net to be like, oh, well, let me go stay at my house, his apartment. And so think about the instances in your own life where you may do that. And that's what I'm saying to you. When in my last relationship, well, not my last relationship, But when I was 27, I was in a relationship, and every single time we got into some small little spat, Misha, there is something very wrong with that. Now, how you gonna be married and you have a backup apartment? Now, it's one thing if that was the arrangement. That's one thing if you went into the relationship under the guise of, okay, you're going to have your place and I'm going to have mine. Or, babe, listen, I want to still have my apartment. And she's like, or he's like, that's fine. That's one thing. But if they didn't agree upon that, no, that's not what I signed the fuck up for. How you going to have, and I don't think that every couple needs to live together. And I'm not talking about married people. I don't think that just because you're in a relationship, I don't think you have to live together. I don't necessarily think that. If I get into a relationship anytime soon and we're together for a while, first of all, you can't live with me and I'm not living with you for at least a year. But even after that year is up, I'm not going to say, oh, okay, well, we've been together for a year, let's move together. Some of y'all move together just because you feel like that's the next graduation point. No, Some of y'all going to college just because that's what your parents wanted you to do. That ain't what you got to do. College ain't for everybody. Moving in together is not for everybody. If that's not your next step, then don't take that next step. You have to create your own relationship. So anyway, they got into this thing, this marriage, under the guise of, okay, we're going to be together. But how can she feel safe? How can she trust him? Because remember, I talked about this a week or so ago. Trust, there are varying degrees of trust. Trust isn't limited to, and I talk about this in the book that I'm writing now, Book of Jewels. Trust isn't limited to just, I'm a trust that you ain't going to go out here and fuck somebody else. Trust is also, I need to be able to trust you with my emotions. I need to be able to trust you that if this relationship doesn't work, that you're going to handle my feelings and my heart with care, even though it doesn't work out. Because just because it doesn't work out doesn't mean you have to be mean and evil. You understand what I'm saying? So it's also about choosing a person who has integrity. Because if the relationship doesn't work out, I want you to still handle me with care. Because I'm going to handle you with care. So she doesn't trust that she can, that she doesn't feel safe in the relationship as long as he's holding on to this other apartment. A runaway, a place to run to. So that show allows me to see myself because I'm always thinking, you know what I'm saying? And so whenever I get into another relationship, that doesn't mean that I'm going to have it all figured out because I'm not. I won't have it all figured out because every relationship is designed, every single relationship, even your friendships, they're all designed to teach you new lessons. So the lessons that I needed to learn up until this point, they're going to be very different lessons in the next relationship. Doesn't mean some of them won't repeat themselves, but I'm going to have a very different set of lessons, that I'm going to have to learn. But while you're single, you should be doing this work. Because if you were in your last relationship and you're single now and you were doing all that bullshit like hanging up on people while they're on the phone, you shouldn't be carrying that bad behavior into your next relationship. Stay quiet now. You shouldn't be carrying that bad behavior into your next relationship. And if you're still doing that, then you ain't ready. You still need to be single. So back to the original point, the hope is that while you're single, no matter how long you're single, you're consistently doing the work on you. Your pridefulness, your insatiable desire to always be right, your inability to be able to say, babe, you know what? I was wrong. You were right. I apologize. I'm sorry. If you can't do that, bitch, you need to be alone. Let me get a water. My mouth is parched. If you can't apologize, you need to be by your damn self. That's some good water. So I think sometimes the reason that we're single is because you have work to do. You have work to do here, But then sometimes you have work outside of yourself, right? So like the work that I have to do outside of myself is this work that I'm doing with these books and the, the podcast and da-da-da-da. And right now I just don't have the time for a relationship. As much as I'm ready and as much as I say I'm ready, because if I was ready and if it was time for me to be in a relationship, he would have already appeared. These are 10 for 10 at Kroger. Oh, let me go and get me some more. I had bought a 6-pack the other day. Well, I bought a couple 6-pack, a few 6. I had still had my food stamps. I had some. I bought some 6-packs. I think they were like $5, so they made them like 83 cents. But if they 10 for 10, I'm gonna get me some more. But if it, and the same thing is true. Like if you're trying to start a business and you're trying to figure out how to get to the next level, and you feel like you need more money or you need employees to help you get to the next level. No. If you needed those things to move to the next level, you would have those things. The same thing is true with the relationship. If it was meant for me to be in a relationship, he would have shown up by now. But instead of focusing on that, I look internally and say, well, maybe there's still some work that I need to do in here. And even if it's not, I think there's always work that you have to do in here. But it's also this work that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So stop stressing. I was telling a friend of mine this today. Listen, sit down somewhere. Stop worrying about trying to be in a relationship. Get somewhere and be still. Get somewhere and be still. Some of y'all act like y'all got to be in a relationship every moment of your life. Okay, 10 for 10 is not cheap. I mean, Fiji. But you got to be able to see yourself, because I personally believe that relationships, friendships, I don't just mean romantic relationships. I think it really is about learning and people mirroring you to yourself. Like you ever see people who don't get along? I remember back in the day, the Hedabrinks. This is a story in my first book. Like we saw, it was like 8 or 10 of us, and we were good friends, and we were all trying to figure out who we were, and da 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 da. And we were friends, right? We were all friends. And one guy in particular. Oh wait, what's she asking? Let me scroll up here. One friend in particular, we used to bump heads all the time, and And one day we just had a heart to heart, and I said, I don't know why we keep bumping heads. But what I realized by through this friendship was he was trying to lead. I wasn't trying to lead. And I'm not saying this in a cocky kind of way. How some people just have a natural leadership. You know how people just kind of take the lead? It was kind of like that. And so like, I'm trying to make this sound as as simple as possible. But how some people, like, as a child, I was very bossy. Now, I'm not bossy now, but I was a bossy kid. But do you know this? Most bossy children, because some of y'all probably got some bossy-ass kids, most bossy children grow up to be entrepreneurs. They grow up to be CEOs and shit like that because they had that kind of leadership skill. But I think what happens is, as children, you don't hone it. You don't know how to control that bossiness. And that's a part of what you learn to develop and hone as you become mature as an adult. And those are the kind of leadership skills that go into you starting your own business and da-da-da. But anyway, so me and this particular friend and I, let me get my grammar together. We used to kind of bump heads because I am not, who said I'm still bossy? I'll up here at Valerie's comment because I'm about to read this and see what she's talking about. But we just used to bump heads, and our group of friends used to kind of just I used to kind of take the lead, if you will. Like, I'd be like, well, let's go to eat. Where are we going to eat? And I would choose the place and whatever. Long story short, we used to bump heads, but that was one of those character flaws that I had to check. I had to put that in check. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not bossy today. I had to put that in check. And so I've learned to be more democratic. I've learned to be more democratic. So like, it doesn't have to be my suggestion. It doesn't have to be my idea. So I don't offer my unsolicited opinion, because back then I used to tell people what I thought without them asking me, because I figured in my rationale, it was like, well, it's true, so I should be able to say it. But I don't live like that now. There are things that I think, but I won't offer unless you ask me my opinion. Now, what is Valerie telling? She done wrote a whole paragraph up here. How do you sex and not get attached after a while, though? How do you keep your feelings out of it? Oh. I had this conversation the other day. I'm going to have to go back and read all of these comments, though. I had that conversation the other day. I had to, when I first came into this community, the gay community, now this applies to straight people, too. When I first came into this community, I had to teach myself how to not get attached. Now, first of all, I ain't going around just having this random casual sex. Now, I have done it, so no judgment. I write about that in the first book, so no judgment. But for me, sex was always really special, and it wasn't something that I did if I didn't think that we would develop into something more. You couldn't even suck my dick. We couldn't even jack off if I didn't think it was going to build into something, right? But the more I became acclimated, or the more I matriculated in the gay community, and I'm not saying that all of the gay community tainted me, but they did. The more I moved, and this is not exclusive to the gay community, because I just think, just being a person, just a human, just, moving about in life, the more I became comfortable in my skin, and the more gay friends I developed, and the more I moved in gay circles and went to gay parties and things like that, I started to encounter more people who had a more laissez-faire type approach to sex. And so for me, it became a thing of, it almost felt like, well, if they doing it, I'm all right, I can do it. Or it felt like, well, everybody else is doing it, so I may as well jump on board. It's kind of like that high school thing. Even though everybody in high school is not smoking weed, even though I tried it, but it wasn't my thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like peer pressure. It kind of felt like, well, everybody else is doing it, so you may as well just go ahead with all that and just go ahead and do it. But it's almost like I abandoned some of my own values, core values. But here's what I believe. I personally believe whenever two people lay down to have sex, one person always gets up with feelings. And so I had to teach myself to not be so connected, because I had to remind myself, everybody doesn't see sex as intimacy. Everybody doesn't see sex as a connection. Everybody doesn't see sex as love. And I think typically people use sex as a gateway to love. Sex is not a gateway to love. I talk about that in the book that I'm writing now, Book of Jewels. I'm not done writing this, so don't be trying to rush me and shit. It's a masterpiece. It's coming along. But I think that a lot of people approach sex as a gateway. A lot of times, especially with women, and even gay men too. But women, a lot of times, will give sex to a man because they think that's going to lock his ass down. Child, I'm going to put this pussy on him, and that ain't going to do it. And I think sometimes we tell ourselves, if I fuck him, if I don't fuck him, he going to go fuck somebody else. Well, then let him go fuck somebody else. Because if you know you ain't built for that, if you know you ain't built for that fucking and that hitting and quitting it, don't even play yourself. If you know you're not built like that, don't even do it. So I had to teach myself how to not get connected and not to read into sex. But there was a period where I knew I wasn't, and I'm still not completely built like that, but I had to get to a point where it was just like, don't look into this. And, because I was the one that wanted to text the next day. Hey, how you doing? I was just thinking about you. How's your day moving? And then I had to get to a point where it was like, fuck him. Shit. It was what it was. That's what it was. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all try to turn a hookup into a relationship. And that's not, listen, you gotta be on the same page with that. You gotta be on the same page with it. I'm not saying that you can't fuck on the first day and it build into something, because it can. I think it might be a little rare, but it can happen. But some of y'all think y'all gonna just fuck and then you're gonna turn it into a relationship. Both people have to be on that same page for that to happen. Like, I know this couple. They met at a threesome. Now watch this. The three of them were single. And they used to hook up from time to time. Well, two of the guys that used to participate in the hookup, they started to like each other. And so they started meeting one-on-one without the third person. So then they started being in a relationship. Well, you know what happened? They didn't trust each other. They didn't trust each other. That was a weak foundation. Y'all think y'all slick. It's 10:20. I'm about to get off here. Mouth dry and shit. I got TV shows to watch. Listen. You got to be clear about who you hooking up with. And you have to be clear. I believe that the best relationships happen when two people happen to be in the same space at the same moment. I don't mean the physical space. I mean in the emotional space. Like, you have to want the same thing at the same moment. It's almost like lightning in a bottle. That's a big part of it. Excuse me. A big part of it is crossing paths with someone who wants the not exact, but who wants what you want. And I don't mean like itemized list of like what you want in a relationship. But what I'm saying is you have to cross paths and meet a person who wants a relationship as much as you want. They're willing to put as much work into it as you. Because that's the kind of stuff that will keep it. That's the kind of stuff that will keep them from hanging up on your ass. That's the kind of stuff that will keep them, that will allow them to come to you and say, you know what, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Can we work this out? Can I just talk to you? I know we had a rough couple of days. Because if you find yourself doing all of the work, bitch, he didn't want to be in there. He didn't want to be in there. He didn't want to be in there. If you finding yourself in your relationship right now doing all of the work, every time y'all get in an argument, you gotta break the ice. Every time y'all get in an argument, you gotta go down to his job or her job to take her flowers. Every time you get into an argument, you always gotta be the first to apologize, and you ain't even did shit wrong. You doing all the work. Now look at Tia talking about she's still gonna hang up. Child, she gonna be in a relationship every six months. You come over here and hang up on me. You come over here and hang up on me, Tia. I'm gonna jump on my broomstick and come to your house and snatch your goddamn phone. But you know, and a friend of mine said to me, yeah, it's one-sided. You in love and lonely. You in love and lonely. I'd rather be alone feeling lonely than be in a relationship and feel like I'm by myself. Come on, somebody. Girl, I'm looking at the audience, girl. That's the audience, Cheryl. I'm looking for a witness. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see if anybody hear what I'm saying. That's what I'm looking for. But, you know, when you get enough of that, you'll stop doing it. Because I ain't chasing nobody. I said to y'all the other day, I need you to meet me in the middle. Meet me in the middle of the street. Yeah, Charlotte, exactly. You in love and lonely. You in love all by your damn self. Hamina, you hear me, girl? You in love and lonely. I'd rather be alone, feeling lonely, than be with someone and feel like I'm by myself. You can't do all of the work. And you really don't have to be checking people's phones and shit. You ain't got to do all of that. You don't have to do all of that. Now, if you're doing all of that, that's because you want to do it. I talked about this the other day. You don't have to try to teach a person how to be in a relationship with you. You just need to get with someone who sees relationships and values relationships the way that you do. But most of you aren't patient enough to wait. People be looking at me like, well, Craig, why are you single? Bitch, it's been 7 years. And it ain't because I'm not ready. It's just certain shit I'm just not putting up the fuck with. I just cursed all backwards. There's just certain shit I'm not putting the fuck up with. I'll say it again. Shit. I'm just not putting up with it. I need you to come to me as whole as possible and with little bullshit as possible. I need you to be mature enough to say, listen, can we sit down and talk? Because, I see we kind of on the wrong path. And I don't need to do I can't be the one that does all of the heavy emotional lifting. I'm not going to do all of the heavy emotional lifting. I need somebody who's going to help carry the burden, carry the load. Fuck that. If you don't have those emotional tools because you want to hang up without talking through the conversation, because you want to hang up, because I'll break up with your ass, you hanging up on me and shit. Okay, bitch, you don't want to talk. I don't want to be in a relationship. Okay, bitch, you don't want to talk. I don't want to be in a relationship. Now hang up on me again. That's what you got to tell a motherfucker. Like I told him that day. You walk out of here again, that's it. I'm done. You got to set your boundaries and stick to them. Don't keep moving the boundary. Don't keep moving the line. Don't keep moving the line. This is what we agreed to. We agreed to this right in here. This is what we agreed to. You way out here. You letting him go way out here. I didn't agree to that. That's like the TV show I was just telling you about, Married at First Sight. They agreed to get into the relationship and to live together. This motherfucker got a whole apartment. I didn't sign up for that. You stretching the boundaries. Now, if we had come into the relationship and we had agreed that you could get your own apartment and I could get my own, that's one thing. But we didn't agree to that. Bitch, get over here. Get your pajamas and get in this bed. We are not living separately. Yes, I'm a Taurus, May 4th. 5/4, 1976. I'll be 42, May 1st. May 4th. I don't know why I said May 1st. May 4th. I'll be 42. Yes, ain't nobody playing with y'all. See, y'all be playing with these Negroes. I'm talking to the gay men and the women. Because that's the thing that we have in common. People think that, I said this to somebody the other day. Who was I telling this to? You know how, that shit scares the shit out of me. That's one of them little Glade things that goes off that, I keep thinking the bitch coming through this door. I'm like, wait a minute. But I was sharing with a friend of mine the other day, I was saying how, you know how gay men often have a really close female friend, or female often has a close gay friend. I think ostensibly we think that we click because we like the same things in terms of like going out to eat. We like fashion and going, you know what I'm saying? Like the stereotypical shit. I personally believe that the bond between a gay man and a woman is that we have this intrinsic bond because what we have in common is our experiences dating men. We share similar heartbreaks. We share similar struggles being in relationships with men. That's what we have in common. And I think it's an unspoken connection. Because a gay man can relate to the pain of a breakup with another man or the games that some men play. And I think that's really what kind of connects us. All these people in here, I'm going to need somebody to go ahead and order some of these books. Say, man, my Cash App ID is The Writer. Some of this shit that I'm telling you about is in these books. Amen. The first book is Words Never Spoken. The second is One Thing for Certain, Two Things for Sure. The third is So Much to Say, because he got plenty to say. A book of quotes. The Cash App ID is The Writer. The Writer. One book is $20, two $36, three $54. I need you to inbox me your shipping address if you send me money through the Cash App, because a bitch is not telepathic. I don't know your address if you don't tell me. But they're also available on Amazon and all of the e-readers and all that kind of stuff as well. And I narrate the first one. The second one is coming. Thank you, Sherry. But they're on Amazon too. That's fine. You know, however. Y'all have a good night. Brush your teeth, floss your teeth. Yes, the Hey Girl, Hey shirts are on sale. The link is up here and down here. So is the Cash App information. Have an amazing night. Share this video. Somebody needs to hear it. Okay? We had church in here tonight. Amen. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brush your teeth, floss your teeth, hit that tongue, because that's where all of the germs and shit are. Get you some coconut oil, organic, cold pressed coconut oil, and go ahead and swish that around your mouth. It'll whiten your teeth, and it will prevent cavities and shit. And it also prevents an infection and shit, you know, that kind of thing. So have an amazing night. Get down on your knees and say your prayers. If you don't believe, you don't have to believe. That's fine. Take a moment and be grateful. Be grateful that you made it through today. Be grateful that you made it through today. Right? Be grateful for something. Be grateful you have a place to lay your head, even if it's not your place. Be grateful you have a place to lay your head. Be grateful that you had food to eat. If you didn't, be grateful that someone was able to feed you. Right? Be grateful. Find 5 things to be grateful for tonight. All right? Don't forget the live podcast, the live conversation is going to be in Atlanta, June 2nd. The details are over in the So Much to Say podcast pen pal group. Just search it on Facebook and it'll come up. The details are there. All right? Bye.